Welcome back to the Malaysia Money Matters show. It's the 9th of January 26. Today we are taking a deep dive into how local corporate maneuvers, major policy shifts, and, well, mounting global geopolitical friction are shaping the economic landscape for you right now.
And we should probably start with our core financial stability, which is looking quite strong.
Definitely. Okay, so what's the headline number?
We start with a really strong sign of resilience. Bank Nagar's international reserves rose pretty significantly by $1.2 billion, hitting $125.5 billion at the end of 2025.
And that's the strongest position since 2014, right?
Exactly. What's crucial here is that this reserve strength acts as a massive defensive shield. I mean, it covers 4.7 months of imports, which makes our currency less vulnerable to the sudden geopolitical shocks we'll probably talk about later.
That strong foundation, I guess it encourages big moves. A unit of Sunway proposed a whopping RM10 billion Sukuk Wakalah program.
It did, and for listeners, a Sukuk Wakalah is basically a substantial Islamic bond structure. The key thing here, though, is its perpetual tenure.
Perpetual, meaning no fixed maturity date.
That's it. This secures non-dilutive, Shariah-compliant funding capacity for future growth and debt refinancing. It just gives them tremendous financial flexibility.
Speaking of large corporate finance, let's check in on aviation. Capital A confirmed that Bursa's rejection of an extension for the AirAsia X share distribution won't materially affect their huge restructuring.
Yeah, this one's interesting.
Wait, so the regulator said no, but Capital A says it doesn't matter. Why isn't the market more concerned about that?
It's largely a non-event in the grand scheme. The market understands the core restructuring is on track. It just slightly shifts the timeline to January 19, 2026. A minimal adjustment, really.
Yeah, it'll make sense. And beyond these mega deals, we saw some contracts confirming stable revenue streams. Insights Analytics got a RM58.4 million subcontract for a water supply grid in Sarawak.
And Orcam secured a 2-year marine transport job from Perpetual. These both confirm reliable long-term revenue for those firms, yes.
But on the flip side, a clear warning. Malpac Holdings is set to be delisted on January 13.
Right, after its appeal failed. That's the end of a 35-year listing, largely because they've had zero revenue since 2012. It's a harsh reminder, that just existing isn't enough to satisfy listing requirements.
Okay, moving to broader policy. The Johor Singapore Special Economic Zone, or JSSEZ, the new economy minister is meeting his Singaporean counterpart.
This signals really rapid and decisive progress in that RM100 billion zone plan. But, this optimism raises an important question for property investors.
Which is?
A consultant is warning of significant speculation risks in the red-hot Johor market, especially in areas outside the direct corridor of the RTS link and the JSSEZ.
So optimism might be outpacing the fundamentals. Caution is needed.
Exactly.
And what about the energy transition? I saw Malaysia ramped up gas-fired power generation in December.
Yes, and at the same time reduced our reliance on coal. It's a proactive and positive step, driven by increased domestic natural gas output. It's paving the way for natural gas dominance post-2030.
Okay, let's quickly touch on domestic, political, and legal headlines. Deputy Prime Minister Zahid Hamidi is seeking a full acquittal in his Yayasan Akal Budi case.
Right, and the pursuit of a full acquittal is the crucial part. A DNAA, or discharge not amounting to acquittal, would still leave him vulnerable to being recharged later. A full acquittal is a final legal decision.
Elsewhere, the MACC detained the former army chief over alleged graft. But the legal challenge that really caught my eye was from businessman Albert Tai. He's suing the MACC over the orange lockup T-shirts.
That one's fascinating. He's citing humiliation and a contravention of the presumption of innocence. It's a direct challenge to the MACC's public display protocols.
Okay, so let's connect all this back to our opening theme. Global friction. Geopolitics are now directly affecting local financing.
They really are. Bankers are actually declining to finance a Malaysia-based data center operator because of its link with China. They're worried about U.S. scrutiny over restrictions on those high-end NVIDIA AI chips.
So the U.S.-China tech war is not some abstract thing. It's tangible right here in our data centers.
It's hitting home, absolutely. This caution among lenders stems directly from Washington's policies. Meanwhile, Samsung's quarterly operating profit tripled to a record high, driven by demand for the memory chips used in those very same AI servers.
Wow. And globally, President Trump announced the U.S. will withdraw from 66 global climate organizations,
including the IPCC and UNFCCC. He also called for a massive $1.5 trillion military budget for 2027 and stated U.S. control of Venezuela's oil could last for years.
That's a huge shift. a move away from multilateral climate efforts and a very aggressive foreign policy posture.
So yeah, the tech war is impacting financing for local projects. And this raises, I think, a really important question for Malaysia's future.
Go on.
Well, can we maintain our neutral economic ground when commercial capital and critical technology hinge so directly on these international trade restrictions?
A question well worth considering and one we will continue to monitor closely. Remember to subscribe to the Malaysia Money Matters podcast for more deep dives into the news that affects your bottom line. Hey there, thanks for tuning in. If you would like a deeper dive into all the investment opportunities from today's news, subscribe to my newsletter at moneymatters.substack.com. I will be sharing a deeper analysis of the key investment opportunities from today's news, including what makes these opportunities stand out and how they fit into the broader market trends. By subscribing to the Malaysia Money Matters newsletter, you will also get exclusive insights on my watch list and portfolio and fundamental reports on Malaysian listed companies.